I've said it before and I will say it again. If you want to play like the best, you gotta learn from the best, and there is no one better than today's guest. Hey, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we have a coaching session that I actually did and paid for with one of, if not the best Pokemon player in the game ever. And that is, of course, no one other than Tord Reklev. I don't think I need to list off all of Tord's accomplishments. One of the most seasoned and decorated players in the history of the game. Recently just won the Peoria Regionals with the Lost Zone Charizard deck that became super popular afterwards. And I gotta say, coaching is not someone who's better than you telling you what to do. It is a way for you to have a discussion with a very serious, like a seasoned player, an experienced player, and kind of maybe you need help with a deck list. Maybe you need help sequencing. Maybe you need help with a particular matchup. Whatever it is, their goal or their job is to help you get comfortable and walk you through different lines of play and kind of explain why in a given scenario one option might be better than the other. I have had nothing but positive experience with Tord. I absolutely love his coaching sessions, and maybe you will too. So if you're interested, I have a link to Tord's Twitch stream, Twitter, and Metafy link where he does the coaching, all in the video description. And if you're in the mood to click stuff, you can also click subscribe and leave a like on this video, leave a comment, all that kind of stuff. It tells YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. We're going to just kind of get right into the coaching session. I was playing Rapid Strike Urshifu. I'm trying to learn that deck a little bit better. And Tord was playing Palkia and Teleon. We're keeping this kind of quick because, or at least this intro quick, because Taylor Swift just released a new album. And that's pretty much, I got to go listen to it. So that's going to be the rest of my day. But I hope you enjoyed this coaching session. I want to try to be transparent with you guys and let you know what it's really like to try and learn and improve. And yeah, I hope you enjoy.
Whenever I make a deck, right? I'm trying to make something new, like a concept. I like to think about how many attacks do I need to win the game, right? Like what is realistic, and is that on pace with what the other decks in the format is doing as well?
Okay,
because if it is, then you might have a good concept again, right? And it could work. If your main strategy is like on par with the other decks, or slower, right? But if it's on par, but it seems like a bigger combo to pull off, then it might be weaker. But if it's faster, or like if it wins in fewer attacks, then even if it's a big combo, it can be viable again, right?
Okay, that makes sense. And I think with this deck, the goal is to win in pretty much 2 attacks, maximum 4 between like the tablet, the rapid flow, and maybe I have to rapid flow again, or cram to soften something up, or gale thrust once or twice, something like that. But the idea is to tablet, rapid flow, and pretty much take out 4 prizes right then and there, and those being your attackers, or just kind of crumble your board to the point where you really can't do much. That's the plan. We'll see if it actually does that.
Okay, so you want the tablet, and then you want the rapid flow. That's 2 attacks, right? For 4 prizes.
Yeah.
And then you need 2 more. That can be 1 more flow, right?
It could be another rapid flow. It could be, Cramorant to take up Drizzile, Sobbles, Comfeys, whatever.
But the Cram to take out the same prize, they won't win the game in time, right?
Yeah.
But if you get like turn 1 Cram attack into tablet, into rapid flow, into Cram again, that will work. So then you have Cram, tablet, rapid flow, Cram. So that's 4 attacks. Then you're winning 4 turns. That's pretty on par with what the meta is doing right now, right?
Yeah, I'd say so. And I'm sure there's going to be times where it's like, my opponent only has 2 Palkias in play, and by the time they, I take them both out because their board is full with Sobbles or whatever, then, okay, by the time you start setting up another Palkia, I'm going to be too far ahead where that game is, even though I need 2 extra attacks potentially, I'm so far ahead that I have the time to get those 2 attacks off. And in the case of Kyurem, well, then it's 2 attacks and I just take 6 prizes.
Yes. It's definitely gonna be like important how your opponent plays as well, right? I can see like one way to kind of contract the tablet would be to just not evolve, like until after you tablet and then evolve.
Yeah.
Because then you will get more HP, right? Because tablet only puts you to 100 pre-evolved, and then if you have more HP after evolving, then...
Yeah, definitely try to hold off on the tablet until they evolve. And also, I, depending on the board state, might want to use the tablet on a random V, and not necessarily a V max if I'm afraid I'm going to get Star Requiemed or something.
Yes, exactly.
But, alright, we'll just play this like a regular game. Do you want odd or even?
I will take heads, please. Even.
That is a 4, so your choice.
Going blind as Palkia, I would go first, I think, so.
Okay.
Alright, I'll go first there.
And I'll take a nice big mulligan. This would have been a wonderful hand going second. Maybe
it would have been.
Too many choruses. if this was like a Comfy and like another scoop up or something, that would have been incredible.
But we do take the double VIP pass though. That is pretty good.
Oh well. Watch, now I start double Drapion and nothing else.
Do you want to see my hand as well while we play?
Yeah, I think for learning purposes,
yep,
that's probably the best.
Alright. Can you see it alright?
Yeah, I can see it well enough.
Yeah, perfect. And my camera could be better, for sure. Your camera is very good. I like that.
It's just my iPhone.
Oh, really? That works.
There's an app you can download, and it's like $7 to get like the pro version of it. And so I did that, and I just hooked it up to a tripod that has an extendable arm. And now I got like a nice overhead, and it really cost me like the arm and the app were like $50 together. I was like,
not bad.
Yeah. All right.
Excellent.
Okay. Well, we have a starter, but we do have at least an energy and a VIP pass to get us out of this.
Yeah. I mean, the VIP pass is not too bad for sure. We also do have an Ultra Ball. That's also fine. Okay, we will draw for turn. We could take the mulligan as well, I guess, but that's okay. So I think here I would start with the Quick Ball. It's kind of stacked hand. There's not that many things to discard. I think I'll probably do the Incense, but it's close.
I mean, when you have the Drizzile, the Inteleon, and the Palkia V-Star in hand, the Evolution Incense is maybe not as needed. You got Irida, Candy. I mean, you got like what you need. It's just no energy. That's like the big...
Missing the energy is the only thing here, but that's fine. We can probably pop the ability next turn if needed. I'll bench the Palkia and say pass then.
Okay. Well, I will draw. Escape Rope is pretty nice, but I am going to start with the VIP pass. And we're definitely going to get a Comfy and a Greninja. That's kind of what I'm looking for right now. Because at least then I can discard this water energy with Greninja, draw a couple more, and then I have, try to assess some options, try to find a Colress or something. The one thing I need to learn, especially in this Palkia matchup, is when to bench this Urshifu. Like, is it better for me to bench it right now? Because I'm not, like, just based on what I see, Sobbled Palkia pass, I would feel pretty comfortable that you're not going to be able to boss and KO this Urshifu this next turn.
That would be a pretty fair assessment as well, I think. So I think you're free to bench it whenever you don't feel threatened, right? Like what you can do in a lot of matchups is when you have some sort of stage 1 you want to evolve into, right? A V star, V max, anything. If you feel threatened, then you should not bench it on the first turn of the game if you only have one. Then you should rather like wait a turn and then bench 2 of them. So you're giving your opponent 1 less price, right?
Okay.
But if you feel like that you can get away with benching it here, like only as a one-off because my start wasn't that good again, then you can definitely do that. But you always have to like assess and see if your opponent has potential to knock you out or not.
Yeah, because my concern is I wait too long, and then turn 3 comes around, and now I bench the Urshifu, and you have some Sobbles and Drizzles, and now it's really easy for you to boss knockout, and I don't want that.
Yeah, I mean now is a good window.
So, do I go with the Greninja Comfy, or do I go Urshifu Greninja, or like what combo of cards would you recommend?
So it depends on what you're trying to do for turn, right? So like first thing you should do is trying to make a goal for turn. So say here, right? Is the goal to attack with Cramorant, for example? Or is the goal to just get an Urshifu in play and maybe an energy to try to set up a rapid flow next turn? Those are like maybe the 2 options you can go for here, right?
Based on what I see, I would really want to knock out this Sobble.
Yes, I would love to knock out this Sobble as well. Which means that more draw support is better. So then I would go for like Greninja Comfy or Comfy even.
Okay. I'm going to start with Greninja Comfy, and we'll see if it pays off.
Yep.
I do have the Ultra Ball if needed.
You do. So that is fine.
And having the Training Court and Energy in hand is pretty nice, so I can Ultra Ball and Energy and something else, probably the Mirage Gate, and then just recover that energy if I need a hard retreat. So Escape Rope becomes a little scary here, because I don't want to bring that Palkia up.
That makes sense.
So I think actually what I'll do first is I'll Concealed Cards.
Yep.
And we will... Okay, that's pretty solid.
That's pretty good, yes.
So, I'm glad we went with this. Now I can VIP pass again to thin the deck. Now I'll get an Urshifu and a second Comfy. That's just an easy...
That sounds good. And I'm just gonna put your list up next to me so I know exactly what we have here.
And I actually think at this point I play the Lumineon to get the Colress. Because I need to start seeing some cards so I can make I can get to 4.
Yes. So you do have you have 4 Nets and 3 Switch in this deck, right?
Yes. And an Air Balloon.
Yes. You could do that because then you also potentially have a chance of like getting your hand attachment to the Urshifu instead of having to commit it to retreat. So yeah. I can see that. And you don't want to use your Escape Rope yet, because if you can do the Sobble knockout, that would be better again.
Right. Escape Rope without having a second Escape Rope to get that Sobble back is not ideal. I mean, it's not terrible to put 110 onto that Palkia if that's like... It's better than nothing, but it's not what I want to do.
Yes. Like, normally I would do... it's a shame that you can't use the Comfy without like having to commit to something here, right? But normally you always want to Comfy before you use the fish, right? Because if you draw the force naturally, then you don't have to spend Luminion on it.
And I will play the Chorus.
Yep.
Alright. Well, we'll definitely take, I think, the Rapid Strike, the Scoop Up, and probably the Chorus.
Yes, I agree. Those look very good.
So I'll get those into the Lost Zone. And I guess I have to use the Scoop Up Net onto the Cramorant.
Most likely, yes.
So we'll send
At
up...
least right now, you do have an attack lined up, if needed.
Yes, I can do a strafe if worst case scenario. But
You can do the Cramorant attack as
yeah,
well. But
yeah,
need the escape rope though, and a mana retreat.
yeah. So we'll Flower Select. We'll see what we pull. Drapion and another Comfey. Probably get rid of this Drapion.
Yes. Drapion is actually like, it could attack in the matchup because I play a lot of the Rapid Strike Sobble, but I still think I like the Comfey more.
Yeah. I'm going to Training Court and manually retreat first.
Yes, so give yourself one more chance of hitting another switching card.
And we will find an Urshifu and an Air Balloon. Ah, that's such a shame. And the Air Balloon would have been nice earlier.
Yes, exactly.
This is a really tough decision because if you do knock out this Urshifu, I won't have another one for the rest of the game. But having this free switch out so that I can Ultra Ball into a Gale Thrust can be pretty decent.
Yes, for sure. Depends how likely you think I am to knock out your Urshifu again, right?
I don't think very likely right now. So we're gonna risk it. And
I'm gonna risk it.
And I guess my only play is to go Escape Rope.
That's my cue to move my cards.
Yeah. That's how Escape Rope usually works. And I'll just swing for 110.
Mm-hmm. Still not a bad turn one though.
No, I'm pretty close to Mirage Gate, and I have a Colress in hand. So, you know, Comfey Air Balloon Colress does activate Mirage Gate, which is pretty nice. I have the Rapid Strike energy. So I'm honestly feeling not terrible.
Alright, we got an Ultra Ball. So sequencing with this hand, I really want an attack of this turn. So I'm gonna Irida for my two favorite cards. This is gonna be Bucket and Greninja.
Sure.
And we're gonna start off with the Greninja before we do any shady dealings. To get the knockout, we need to find a cross switcher or a basic or a belt, I think, off of the Greninja. I definitely need one more card here. We can Intelligent grab the cross switchers, and we can attach the extra energies with the Star Portal if needed. All right, I mean those works.
That would be what you get.
With Inteleon for... See, I think another Bucket and a cross switcher, because then we can get way better value out of
Star Portal.
Out of the Star Portal. Let's see. We'll discard a 2. Just because that hand is kind of pressed. So we'll attach here, switch the Urshifu, and then retreat. And we portal to both the Palkias.
That's so insane that you can go from a no energy on board and a 1 Sobble to all of a sudden boss up KO a V out of nowhere.
It is. The Palkia Intelon deck, I think, has the best engine in the game. It is prone to breaking sometimes if you do play too many tech cards, right? The list I have right now is having less tech cards than usual. But my start was like, it was kind of baity because it was really very good, but it looked very weak because it only had the Sobble and the Palkia, but the rest of the hand was Candy, Inteleon, and Irida and stuff. The rest of the hand was very strong, but nothing can be played on the first turn.
Right, which I wouldn't know going into this.
Of course, you wouldn't know, right? Like the play you did, I would have done the same play. I wouldn't expect my opponent having one Sobble, no energy turn 1, to pull off the play again. The hand needed to be like almost perfect, right? Like that.
And yet here we are.
Here we are, right? And also like the Greninja was also hitting the correct pieces on top of it, right? So a lot kind of had to happen there. If you want to though, we could swap the Urshifu for the balloon and then continue from there. So you have that like backup.
All right, so we can see how the game continues.
Exactly. Because you were like pressed to do a very like weird decision, and then you got like punished, which probably doesn't happen like in majority of cases, right? Like it will happen sometimes, but in most cases you won't get that punished for that one. We will continue from there instead, I think. Okay, I'll do the 2 prizes and pass it over to you.
Okay. So that gets KO'd. And let's see. From here, I think the best option is, of course, a Comfy. So, because one Comfy and a Colress gets us to Mirage Gate territory.
Exactly. And that sounds pretty good again. What do you want to do for turn though? What do you want to do this turn with the gates?
Well, I can't Rapid Flow because I don't have an Urshi. I don't have a Thornton where I could like, okay, you knocked out this Urshi sooner than I expected. Well, now I can just Thornton, Ultra Ball, Mirage Gate, and still do exactly what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
And because this deck doesn't run Choice Belt, I can't like try to 100 Furious Blow KO, which is something I would be able to do had I had Choice Belt.
Yes.
So I think the plan is to not bench this Urshifu right away because I think your board is way too strong to just boss KO and take another 2 free prizes. So I think I just need to attack with Cramorant. And then next turn, Radiant Greninja, the Palkia V-Star, and like what will likely be a Drizzile.
That would work. What about like, can you do it the other way around? Can you do Greninja this turn and Cramorant next turn?
Yeah, probably, yeah. That might be a better play.
Because then you can play around potential Manaphy dropping down.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll go with that plan. We'll do Greninja first. So I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
We got the tablet, which is nice for when we want to use Urshifu, if we do. But we're not going to deal with that right now. We have a training court accessible to get this water energy. The question is, do I want... Like, this might have to be my attachment for turn. So I wonder if it's okay to discard the Rapid Strike energy to use for Greninja. Just get 2 free draws.
The plan isn't to use the Urshifu V for a couple turns anyway, right? So
yeah, so I think it's okay.
it might be fine to start with. It depends a little bit though. Like, because here we have sequencing, a sequencing type of thing again, where like you normally want to start with Greninja before you Colress and before you Confib, because you're not doing any decisions on that one, right? And you want to see what you draw first, of course. But here, there's one more factor here, and that's that you don't want to draw too many cards, so you draw into your energies. Because if you draw into too many of your energies, then the gate doesn't work again, right?
Right.
So maybe you actually want to do Greninja last, and just right now make sure you get to 7, so you can use your gate, and then Greninja after. Because then you leave 2 more cards in the deck, which could potentially be your energies.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, Chorus first. Because
Yeah, I will start with colors into Comfy just to get to 7 and thin the least amount of cards so that you hopefully have energies left in the deck.
Alright.
But you don't want to see too many of them.
Yeah. I don't think I need this Comfy and this other tablet. So I think those are okay to get rid of.
Yeah, I agree.
And now this is okay for me to really start to be okay discarding an energy with Radiant Greninja. But before I have to Comfy first. So we got a switch and a Scoop Up Net. Those are both very good. But for all intents and purposes, I think the Scoop Up Net is better. Because I don't have to re-bench the Comfy. Like, I can take that Comfy off the board, so you do a little bit less damage.
Yeah, I think, like in general, when you pick between switching cards, Scoop Up Net has the highest value in a Lost Zone deck.
So we can attach for turn. Actually, yeah, we'll attach the water, because the gate gets 2 different energies. So we'll go ahead and gate. Get ourselves a fighting and a water. That was cutting it a little too close.
That's why we wait with Greninja until last, right?
Yeah.
Because if we didn't there, we would actually have drawn into them and messed up the gate, I think. So that was clutch.
Now, I actually, since I'm going to knock out this Sobble, I don't think you, unless you like naturally draw a boss, I don't know that you'll be able to knock out this Urshifu again.
Exactly. So now that you're playing the more defensive route, it's actually okay to bench it again.
Now I'm not gonna I'm not gonna play the tablet yet, just because I don't need to. But we can Scoop Up Net, take this Comfy, go into the Greninja. I'm not gonna replay it. Because now I don't need to get any more cards into the Lost Zone. I'm done Lost Zoning stuff. And
yeah, like you don't gain anything by getting to 10.
Right. And I think we'll just not Rapid Foe, Moonlight Shuriken, the Sobble, and the V-Star.
Yep. That seems good. That means we can move in with the Cramorant next turn again. So how the price trade is looking right now? Actually, if you can, I would move in with the Luminion next turn. That would be better if possible. Because if you go, I knock out Greninja now, I go to 3. You knock out me with Cramorant, and you go to 3. Then when I go knockout and you go into your Urshifu, then the Luminion is game, right? So if you can get Luminion off the board, he will be in a much better spot, I think.
Okay.
Okay. We'll use the Greninja, draw 2. Found a pad. Don't do too much. I'll use the training court though. The pads seem to hurt me more than you here, so we're not gonna play it. We're gonna attach to the Palkia. That's fine. And we're just gonna announce an attack.
Okay. So now you're down halfway through the game. Now, I don't need to use this Comfy anymore. So you're saying just bring up Luminion.
Yeah, you do need a gate though, right?
I do need a gate. So Comfy's probably the better option to start. Just to see cards.
It all depends on what you want to try to accomplish. Your hand is pretty weak, like in general, though. Did you put any gates in the Lost Zone yet?
1, I believe.
1. So you used 1 as 1 in Lost Zone. It means there is 1 gate left if you want to attack with the Luminion, right?
Right.
I'm also unsure if you have any water energy left in deck.
I do not.
for the gate either. So then the Luminion might just not be an option regardless.
Yeah, without an ordinary rod, yeah.
Yes. So here, okay, Luminion is not an option, so probably you have to make it easy and then just promote the Cramorant, because there's nothing else we can really aim for. Like, attacking with Urshifu is still not great, just because then the opponent attacks twice into the Urshifu VMAX for the last 3 prices.
Right.
And we don't play healing, right? So this probably just is the only real play we can go for.
Okay. I will draw for turn.
Mm-hmm.
Cancel Clone's decent if you do decide to bench the mana fee.
That's true.
Now, I'm going to attach an energy to the Urshifu, just so it's ready.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to boss up that Sobble, because that'll put me down to 4. Or do I try to take out that V-Star? Because the question is, can my Urshifu VMAX live?
That is the question.
I bring up your Sobble. I hit into the Sobble with Cramorant, go down to 4 prizes. It's gonna, again, it might be a little hard for you to boss because you don't have a way to search your deck. Then what is the question?
At this point in the game is where you want to try to map out your remaining prizes and turns. So try to find the easiest way for you to win, right? So if you knock out the active, then what happens? You're 3 prizes, right? How do you get your last 3 prizes? What are the targets, right? Can you go like 1 attack here and then go rapid flow for game, for example? That could maybe work with like the tablet. I can see that. But then you do need to live a turn, right?
Well, if I can evolve this turn because I have the Ultra Ball to ensure that this Urshifu lives.
Yes, for sure.
And you won't knock it out. You still have to get this Cramorant out of the active. And I have to cancel and clone boss to make that happen. To make rapid flow happen. So maybe I do knock out this active. Force you to go into your other V-Star so that I can tablet, and then, alright, you go into Drizzile. Yeah, I think that's the only thing I can do. So I do think I just have to Ultra Ball here.
Yeah, I definitely agree on, like, we should always evolve this Urshifu. That should always happen, to protect it and everything. There is one more factor as well. Like, if you go down to 3, Roxanne is an option as well.
Yeah.
Especially if you knock out this active, right? You knock out this, you go down to 3, then Sobble lives. Then I can evolve the Sobble to get the Roxanne. And then I knock out the active, I go down to 2, and then I need to find a boss for game again.
Right.
Because on your Luminion.
Oh, boy.
So now, like, this is a question about can you win in the same amount of turns, but at the same time disrupt me? So, like, sometimes you need to pick between winning a turn slower to hopefully make your opponent miss their win condition, and sometimes you just need to, like, rush for your win condition and hope that that's 1 turn sooner than your opponent again. So it's always one of those. But those are like the options for you right now. What are you thinking? That's the game state.
I think I think you have to go into the V-Star next turn anyway.
Yeah, I mean, if you knock out this, of course, for sure.
Yeah. But if I boss up the Sobble and KO it, you can wait a turn. But even if you wait a turn, I still have Gale Thrust to KO the active V-Star. And if you don't want to use the damage V-Star, you have to evolve your bench, which means Tablet comes in.
Yes.
So
how many turns will that be? 1 attack, right? Then tablets. And then, what do you think?
Yeah, and then it'd be 3 attacks to knock out, to take 5 prizes here.
Yeah.
Versus
So 1 attack, tablet, flow, right?
Right.
That's given.
Versus.
Like, if you knock out the Sobble, I don't have to evolve this though.
Right. You don't have to, but would you? Because if you don't, then that Palkia gets KO'd anyway, because it might be a little difficult for you to find a boss or a second cross switcher or something. Because you're already down 2 cross switchers. So, do you find it off of your top deck and Greninja? I guess you can, I see your hand, so I know you have a Melanie. So you'll get to draw 3 extra. So yeah, maybe there's a pretty decent chance you find it. But I'm going to boss up that Sobble. I'm going to go the 3-turn route. Boss up the Sobble, tablet, rapid flow.
Yeah, I don't like 3-turn route is the fastest you can win anyway, I think.
Yeah.
So
that's what I'm going to do.
This is one. I do think you might need one more turn though. Because like when you knock out the Sobble, this thing won't evolve. So then that blocks the tablet play. This is 1 turn. This is 1 turn. And then when this comes up, you're at 2. And I'm not sure how you get the last 2.
Alright, so Cram, you have to evolve. I go tablet anyway. I don't know how I get that 6th and final prize, because by the time I get around to rapid flowing, you're evolving that Drizzile, because you're going to go into Drizzile this next turn, no matter what. So then I tablet. The following turn, you're going to be in a Teleon, so I'm not going to be able to get that 6th prize.
If I bench something, or if I evolve, then it still works out though, right?
Right. If you bench something, that's
Yes.
a big if. It's easy for you to play around that.
Yes. So this is like one of those where you have to figure out if you need to rely on your opponent for a win condition as well, or if you have a way to play around or like to play into what's already on the board or not. I don't see like a great solution for you either. It's not like I'm like trying to make you figure out the best one here. It's just like I'm not sure.
Yeah, none of them are good.
Which one we should go for? Because like they're both like most likely 1 turn too slow here, I think.
This is where Zigzagoon, I think, is super useful, because then the answer is very clear. Cram, knock out the active V-Star, and then tablet, Zigzagoon, the Greninja, rapid flow.
Yeah, and then knockout.
And so I think this deck needs a Zigzagoon, is what it comes down to.
Yeah, Zigzagoon would be nice. Like you're like a snipe deck that manipulates damage and stuff, so it do make a little sense.
Yeah. For now, I am going to boss the Sobble KO it. I think it limits your options the most, and maybe forces you to play things that you don't necessarily want to.
Yes. All right.
And I found my last gate.
All right. I mean, that's excellent, though. All right. I'm lucky enough to top deck Irida. I don't think we'll actually need to use it yet, though. But
come on, Tord. Help me a little.
I swear, people actually hate playtesting with me because they just say I draw too well. So.
Yeah, you don't say.
Not even kidding. All right, we'll play them out. We don't need Irida. It's fine. It's fine. We'll just. This is more fair. I'll just draw and I'll do this, and you are at 4.
Yes.
So if I bench this now, it doesn't punish me that badly, right?
Right. Because I can take 3 next turn, but still not that last one.
Exactly. So then you might struggle with the last one. You could take 3 and then you could boss though, and then like boss the Greninja would work.
Yeah.
That's still a play. I guess I just have to hope that I get to keep my hand if that happens as well, right? because then I have the cross switcher play potentially next turn. Okay, in case I'm just not gonna evolve the pocket, I think, or should I? I mean, it's close though. Like if I lose my hand, that's probably like the main threat right now. If I do lose my hand, because I don't know what's in your deck, right?
Right.
So if I lose my hand, then it would be better to evolve the pocket here, but it probably won't matter too much. I'm just gonna take the knockout here, and like if I evolve and you go tablet, then it's set up anyway, right? So
Okay.
and the Hydro Break also knocks out the Aluminium even if I don't evolve.
All right. Well, we'll promote the Comfy because it's why not, right? I have energy. I have Mirage Gate. I can make it happen. So we'll draw for turn. We get the VMAX. Don't really care about that. At this point, we'll attach this tablet because why not?
You want to start with the gates before the Comfy, maybe?
Yes. So I can gate, get that energy out. I think there's only the one fighting, which I have a training core and I have a fighting energy in hand, but it can't hurt to put onto this Urshifu.
That works. That works. You also have a quick ball. What do you think? Do you want to use that one before or after Comfy?
I'm going to use it before Comfy to try to thin something out of the deck.
I think so too.
So I don't really know why I'm shuffling. I'm going to get rid of this VMAX. It does not help at this point. Because I haven't attached, I haven't attached for turn yet, but we do have Melanie in deck. So Melanie plus a Rapid Strike energy can give me back-to-back Rapid Flows, which means I could take prizes, because I could Rapid Flow the active and the Greninja, and then the next turn Rapid Flow to take that last prize on your Drizzile, assuming you don't cross-switch your Lumineon KO.
Yes, exactly.
So we'll get my only valid target with Quick Ball is Manaphy, so that's fine.
Just get it out of the deck, I think, is cool. Alright. Oh, I gotta run, but I want to see how this last turn plays out. So
yeah, I would attach to the Comfy so I can retreat. Actually, before I do, I'll Flower Select, see what I pull.
Yeah, agree.
Switch.
Yep.
Let's go ahead. We can switch into the Urshifu. I'll use the Training Court to get an energy out, so I have it.
Yeah, agree.
And I think actually my best play is to try to do double Rapid Flow. Forget about the tablet. Rapid Flow the active and the Sobble. Take 3 prizes next turn. Try to boss Gale Thrust because I have a switch in hand. Boss Gale Thrust the Greninja, or I can go double Rapid Flow the active of the Greninja, but that does leave this so because you do 160, 180, so you're taking a KO here no matter what. So yeah, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna Rapid Flow the active and the Sobble.
All right. I think if this is the line, right, and you want to double Rapid Flow, I think you would wanted to save your gate and use the switch instead for the retreat, right?
Okay. Yeah.
But that is like we did use the gate before we found the switch off of Comfy, so that's a weird one, right? Then
yeah.
You must have had that as a plan like before you started the sequencing. But I do see the plan here though, for sure. I will promote and play the boss I was lucky enough to have anyway, but
and then you just Hydro Break KO for the game.
Yes, Hydro Break. I can also check if was there another cross switcher here? I think it was priced. Last cross switcher was actually priced. That was an important draw from prizes.
Yeah, that would have been pretty nice. Because then I would have. Oh, my top deck would have been a boss, which means I can switch escape rope, boss Gale Thrust.
Yeah.
So that
was very close. That was cool.
We could have been there if we had gotten, if that's just Palkia though, right? But it's there. The deck is there.
Mm-hmm.
So
that was not too shabby though.
No, not bad, not bad. Thank you so much. I know you got to run, but I really appreciate you taking the time to play, and we'll be chatting soon.